The row over lighting the Kartigai Deepam lamp atop the Thiruparankundram Hill has only escalated as hours have passed. The issue has triggered court battles, political clashes, protests and now a Supreme Court mention as well. The Madras High Court has adjourned the appeal challenging a single-judge order that permitted lighting the Kartigai Deepam lamp at the Deepathoon stone lamp pillar located near a dargah on the Thiruparankundram Hill. The division bench said it will hear the case on 12th of December. It wants all the parties, the district collector, the police commissioner, HRNCE, the dargah management to file their respective appeals. The original order held that the lamp lighting by the Arulmigu Subramaniya Swamy Temple does not impact the rights of the dargah. Meanwhile, at a press conference, former Tamil Nadu BJP President K. Annamalai and senior leader Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan made several claims. Now, British era records dating from 1862 to 1912 clearly show boundaries between the Murugan temple, the Sikandar Badshah Dargah and other worship spaces. In the 1990s, Hindu Munnani leaders submitted documents in court showing temple land limits. An inquiry was then held which examined the strength and location of all three worship sites. Nellituppu refers to the flat foothill area. The BJP says all other areas historically belong to the temple. The controversy shook the Lok Sabha today. DMK's T.R. Balu accused the BJP of trying to ignite communal tensions in Tamil Nadu. He also claimed that the Madras High Court judge who gave the lamp lighting order on the Deepathoon had an ideological bias. Amid shouting and a lot of chaos, DMK MP stormed the well, forcing adjournment of the question hour. The row escalated on the ground as well. Tamil Nadu BJP President Nayanar Nagendran, senior leader H. Raja and 112 others have been booked for disturbing public peace during their protest on Thursday. They were detained overnight after attempting to climb the hill following the High Court order. Police cited trespassing and damage to public property under the BNS. Over 300 BJP workers were detained across locations before being released late night Thursday. The Tamil Nadu government has moved the Supreme Court against the Madras High Court order.
We are not lighting the lamp in any temple here. We are not performing pujas. It is the people who are living in that area. Though they are all Hindus. They are doing it on behalf of them to protect their interests. The government is doing this thing. So who is against the Hindus? These people should, Nayanar Nagendran and H. Raja and Annamalai should say. Who are against the Hindus? This bunch of people who want to create a ruckus for political gains, not for bhakti. For political gains, they want to do this. Against the Hindus who are doing this for quite a long time. And there were many cases where the courts, both the Supreme Court and other district, state high courts have declared that long-term practices should not be changed.
Now CJI, Suryakant said that the petition will be considered for listing. The High Court order allowing the lamp lighting remains operational as of now. Let's go across to the experts on the show to understand both the legal aspect of it and also the religio-political aspect of it, because that's what it has now become. Satish Kumar, who is an advocate with the Madras High Court, has joined us, and also S.S. Sriram, senior political analyst. Satish, I am going to come to you. I just don't understand that how the DMK T.R. Balu says that the single judge bench, Mr. Swaminathan, Justice Swaminathan, has an ideological bias. Can you even, comment like that? I thought that whenever you're speaking about courts and judges, you need to have some kind of reverence. They are the honorable court because the judiciary is right on top. What makes people like T.R. Balu to say that he has an ideological bias? I mean, he gave a judgment saying that let the Deepam come up on the Deepathoon. What has that got to do with that ideological bias? So please explain on whether he is allowed to make such comment just because he is a DMK senior leader. And number two is that, why does he say that there is an ideological bias?
Good evening, Sudha. Basically, DMK is fond of doing all those things, not yesterday or today. From their, for all their political gains, they do this very commonly, accusing whenever they get a favorable order, they'll say democracy exists. When they get an unfavorable order, they immediately do the blame game against the judiciary, or sometimes even they blame the judges who are sitting. This is not new to DMK at all. But what the TR Balu has said today, it is absolutely highly contemptible, because if you start questioning the judiciary on the personal basis, and targeting the individuals, because when we see High Court or maybe any judiciary, it is a body. It is a judiciary body. You cannot identify any person, because the person whomsoever may be sitting on the chair, the chair has to be given proper respect. But in this case, especially DMK, they do very, it's quite common, because whether we have seen this in so many cases, they never give respect to the judiciary unless otherwise they get a favorable order. In this case especially, they always target the present judge who has passed the order in Madurai branch. That we know already, because in so many cases, they not only, whenever he appears in any personal or maybe any public functions, on his personal functions, there also whatever he says, they take those particular words and they started commenting him and trying to defame his image, even personally. That is absolutely political hypocrisy, I would say. They are doing it very deliberately against judiciary, especially against
Yeah,
the
for
present
me
judge.
it is not about surprise, it's about shock. You know, you are commenting on a sitting judge and you can't call him, because you see, he's a man who's sitting right on top and dispensing with many cases. To say that he has ideological bias, it's really crossing the line. Sriram, I want to come to you, Sriram. I think the DMK has totally kind of done something which it is very difficult for it to. It's got ensnared in mother of all controversies. And one of the reasons being that it's because when the High Court, Honorable High Court said that, you know, lighting the lamp at the Deepathoon is permitted, you can go, the petitioner can go, Rama Ravi or Ravi Rama, whatever his name was, along with others, to do it peacefully and, you know, under the supervision of law authorities, to deny them that, and then to create, you know, kind of a ruckus as if the BJP and, you know, the Hindu Munnani were. I don't hold a brief for the BJP or the Hindu Munnani, but I think in this point, they really, DMK has crossed the Lakshman Rekha, Sriram.
200%, Sudhaji. The people who talk about constitutional, rights and constitutional, morality, and they say that BJP is, is tampering the constitution. Today, that same India Alliance have thrown the judgment into a dustbin. And once again, people of Tamil Nadu are here to see that the current government is an anti-Hindu government, and they have proved it again and again and again. Not only that, today, I mean, they have clearly crossed the Lakshman Rekha, as you rightly mentioned, because the judgment was given on the 1st of December. The Kartigai Deepam was supposed to be on the 3rd, and they had 2 full days for them to, object if they had any. But they chose to remain silent till 5 p.m. on the 3rd, and then objected, stating that, they are going to go for an appeal. Once they realized that contempt of court was filed, they wanted time. And despite that, Mr. Swaminathan, even after 6:05, he then took up this case. So here they have not only shown through venom at Mr. G.R. Swaminathan. He happens to be a community which this DMK cannot stand. And that is exactly, but what is surprising is the two-member judge was even more harsher than Mr. G.R. Swaminathan. And they had passed judgments. There is absolutely no moral authority by this government to defend the defenseless. It was clearly stated that the lamp has to be lit, which was on the lower mountain, not on the topmost mountain, which was clearly demarcated to the Muslim to Dargah. And this peak was lower than 15 meters lower. within the permissible place, and that is exactly where Mr. Swaminathan has ordered for lighting the lamp, and they did something, and it is going to backfire them in a big way. But the amount of abuses they have given on this judge, Mr. Swaminathan, you must listen to it for you to believe it. And these guys talk about upholding constitution,
I believe
which
it.
is the mockery.
The DMK IT wing is capable of abusing anyone, man, woman, child, judge, doctor, and they really go gung-ho on it. But I only hope, Sriram, that it backfires and boomerangs on them. Because it is not about their political ideology that I am really objecting to, it is their choice. But it is the way this entire Thiruparankundram thing was conducted by these people. Satish Kumar, this BJP, you know, they keep talking about the 2018 judgment and they say, why don't you look at it? But Satish, you know, as far as I remember, in 2018, the Honorable Court had only spoken about violations of, you know, the shops which were set up inside the temple, the Kovil, as it were. It never spoke about anything else. So what is this earlier judgment that the BJP keeps speaking about, and say, why was that not adhered to?
Actually, this 2018 judgment has not have much relevance about this lighting Deepam, because even in that order also, it was referring that the petitioner has not brought the Ahama rules and rules before this honorable court. For that reason only it was dismissed. Now, letting the light on the Deepathoon is an issue has cropped only now. And however, the Thiruparankundram people are fighting for this for a very long years for this. For it is they feel it is their sentimental and religious right. Maybe it's a local right, or whether it's a people of Tamil Nadu, or even the people who are all belonging to the Sanatana Dharma. They have a strong belief that the lighting the lamp at the mountain is nothing but the avatar of Lord Muruga or Lord Shiva on that particular day, or maybe on the particular nakshatra, whatever it is. So this is the strongest sentiment towards that. So because that one petition was dismissed does not mean that we cannot file another writ petition. But the thing is that for writ petition, there is no res judicata. You can bring the case unless otherwise the facts and circumstances are very similar. The earlier case can be referred. But in this case, the previous judgment is absolutely has no relevance at all. Now the present case has been filed with the proper proving that with proper Ahama rules and everything, citing the 1920, 1931, all those judgments with the proper records. But surprisingly, even yesterday, the HRNC commissioner or maybe the executive officer has not produced any records against the petitioner in even before the single bench or before the two-member bench. They don't have any records at all. And it is highly surprising, even for the property. I am saying, especially on the hills, the area, as you said rightly, for the Dargah and for the Nelli Kuppam or something, their property has been clearly marked. And this Deepathoon is only on the land of Thiruparankundram Temple. Now it is the HRNC who are supposed to do this as per the request and the prayers of the Hindu religious sentiment devotees. So why it is, even I would say, let us not think whether it's doing BJP or Hindu Munnani or anything like that. Even before that, for more than 100 years, the devotees of Lord Muruga in Madurai, they are fighting for it. Now we are seeing, when we are seeing some political leaders on the screen, we are saying this issue has been brought by some political parties. That is not the case. This is there for prolonged years. And
of course, it is centuries old, the dispute, Satish, but it's a centuries old dispute. There are no two ways about it. But the people living there said that they went on doing their thing, we went on doing our own thing. When politics interferes into people's religion and faith, that is when it becomes dangerous. Let's not forget Ayodhya. Let's not forget Ayodhya.
No.
The kind of violence which was perpetrated, the kind of stone throwing, the kind of stone pelting, people falling all over, journalists being kicked around. It was mayhem. Ordinary people were also. It is only when you try to mix religion with politics and cock a snook at the constitution does it become, when everything is clearly marked. I don't understand H. Raja of the BJP going there and saying that it is a second Ayodhya.
Sudha, why they are going there? No, Sudha, I little bit differ from your point. because everyone has got their own personal sentiments. He has gone there as a devotee of Lord Muruga. You consider like that. Why you are seeing him as a political party leader?
Because he is H. Raja is BJP and he goes to Murugan temple, he will become a Murugan devotee. He'll go to a Vishnu temple, he will become a Vishnu temple. These people are only there to foment trouble.
Because
they only foment trouble. No, you do not. You pray and you quietly leave. No. Why do you have to wear your religiosity on your sleeve? No, I don't agree. I could be religious. No one knows that I pray. Sriram, do you agree with me? Why is it?
No. Here, unfortunately, despite the fact of clear judgment given, and even after 605, Swaminathan had asked only 10 people to be escorted by the CISF. The local police were literally not willing to budge. And obviously, even after the second two-member judgment also was in favor of Mr. Swaminathan, and which gave them the right, they refused to budge. Obviously, people there are only requesting to allow them to lit the lamp. And I don't think we should look at them as, after all, BJP is there to, DMK and Congress is for the Islam, for the Muslims. So why can't some other party be for, even if you give political color, so be it. Why can't BJP be there for the Hindus who are fighting politically and legally?
Sriram, who's going to be for the constitution? I'm a Tamil woman, she's a Punjabi woman, she's a Gujarati woman. We all are fighting. Ultimately,
where was the constitution?
Ultimately, the law prevails. Ultimately, the law prevails.
You know, that's what I wanted to come to, and I, as a journalist, I'm very clear. I mean, I will not wear my religiosity on my sleeve. I could be very religious, but I don't have any agendas. This is what my country is all about. Let's get to the point now.
No, Sudha, we have no issues with the Muslims, and so does the people of Thiruparankundram. There has always been a no issue at all. This was done by DMK. The HRNC, the Dargah did not object to it. The Muslims did not object to the lighting of lamp. HRNC, which are supposed to be upholding the traditions and the values of the temple, are opposing.
Because it's mischief. Because it is mischief. It is mischief on the part of Shekhar Babu. Because the police there, it's unofficial, but they said very clearly, Sriram and Satish, we wanted real devotees to come pray here. So what does he mean? Who's a real devotee? Who's he?
Exactly. Sudha, that is highly condemnable according to me. It's a highly condemnable such a statement, because you cannot say that.
Who are there to decide who was, sir?
Who is he to decide? Who is he to
decide who are the rightful devotees and who are
not
devotees?
Who are they? I also
agree. Sudha, every day to Thiruparankundram, thousands of devotees from different parts of Tamil Nadu and also all over India, they are visiting the temple. So even yesterday or day before yesterday, ordinary devotees, they also entered to go to the temple because that is a fundamental right.
And
even the local people.
It's a fundamental right, and it was chaotic. It was chaotic. My reporter told me all the roads were blocked. No one could enter
even the normal devotees. Sudha, once again, I want to stress on one point. The people who all entered, they were stopped at a different point, not near to the hill bottom or something like that. They were stopped in some other place. What the petitioner asked, Mr. Rama Ravikumar asked, at least 3 people. They said 144. Just 3 people he asked. Even if in case of talking about 144, it is 4 people. He asked 3 people to go and light the lamp. But they were also not allowed, saying that we will not allow, because that is the atrocity on part of the DMK government, and they want to do some sort of, they think they are favoring the minority community. They are also against it because they don't want any sort of such rakus in
Satish, I look at it differently. They are not favoring any community. They are favoring their own ideology, which is there is no God. That is what they do. That is what they do. Satish, let's come to the legal point. Let's come to the legal point. I don't want to decode the DMK. Then I will require 1 week to decode them, because on everything one can prove how hypocritical they are. But they are a political party. That's their business, for God's sake. If I am a butcher, it's my job to cut animals, you know. I'm not here to kind of do bhajans. So it's their job. That's what they are all good at. Satish, I want to ask you, now the DMK is going to approach the Supreme Court, right? But tell me something, that when the High Court said very clearly and time and again said, like cocking a snook at the judiciary, they are not respecting what was said to them, how beneficial is it for them to really approach the Supreme Court in this matter, Satish?
Ultimately, any legal process goes up to Supreme Court. So they want to take that as an opportunity. Even yesterday before the bench, what they said, this Kartigai Deepam is only on the 3rd and not on 4th or 5th. Till, even though they said, because there is only one particular day you have to lit the lamp, that day is already gone. So the petition is not maintainable. That was one of the arguments they kept before the bench also. But after that also the bench said, you have to give due respect to the sentiments of the people. You should give due respect to the value for the religious custom. That was highlighted by the bench also. Now, they, with the same ideology or with the same idea, maybe the same legal grounds, they are now going to the Supreme Court. They think it will take another 1 week, 10 days, something like that. Using the judicial process or maybe the delay on that part, they think the matter will be prolonged and people will forget. See, ultimately, the DMK knows very well that the Tamilians they have the mindset of forgetting everything. That is, there they will encash it as a vote bank. That is what their idea. They think the Supreme Court will not take a decision immediately. If the Supreme Court takes a decision on Tuesday and say that the Tamil Nadu government, the HRNC should go and do the puja or maybe let the lamp to be taken, then they will do it. They have to do it. But for that also, they will find some other route like 144 what they did the past 2-3 days. So their mind is very clear and their adamancy is very clear not to obey law. Not to obey
That's
law.
what
That
is my concern. That is my concern.
That is what. That
not
is
to obey
dangerous
law.
to the democracy.
Yeah.
That is dangerous to democracy.
Yes. So
and
what
they are-
political
they are-
parties do or say about their own religion, who's supporting, I don't care. How are you
and
respecting
that's
the law?
divide and rule.
How-
Divide and rule, they are doing it.
How are you respecting the law? For me, that is most important. We all have to be law abiding, and particularly a ruling dispensation. Such a shame on the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on this broadcast.